Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy MKSA, finally back in another video. I say finally because yesterday I was just about to avoid my procrastination or overcome my procrastination and go online after some deliberation or whatever, procrastinate basically. As I read once, it's somewhere, I want to try and think of this cleaner version, but it's somewhere it said procrastination is a bit like a certain other activity. At the end of the day, you're only doing yourself. I don't know if I want to say the full version of that because it's a bit crude. But anyway, so my electricity went out. So the only electricity that was working, I think, was the ceiling lights, if you like. But all the plugs, all the sockets were not working, basically. So I was without, other than the ceiling lights, which gave me enough light to see, which was pretty cool because I have a childlike fear of the dark. I had no electricity, so I couldn't watch TV, and I couldn't make videos, and I was a bit bored, I gotta say, because I don't really read. So it was, I suppose, luckily I had my phone, which I could go on. But anyway, I did get my channel back, however. I just had to re-sign back into it, my YouTube channel. So I did want to go into a split screen today, and in fact that's what I tried to do last time, but I was thinking I don't want to risk YouTube thinking something untoward, that I'm doing something untoward, or it keeps accusing me of trying to make different channels or whatever, but it reviewed my channel and gave it to me back. So I want to try and make sure I keep that for as long as possible. It would have been a lot easier to do split screen. It would have been interesting to see how it would work as well, because I could have seen both screens at the same time, but I don't want to risk losing my YouTube channel if I can help it. I mean, if they delete it, I guess it's not the end of the world, as they say, but I'd rather they didn't. But anyway, so I wanted to talk about my visions for Italian football, and I thought, because it's Italy's Unification Day in March, the 17th of March, the same day as St. Patrick's Day, I thought I would wait till in January and March. I want to talk about my dreams for Italian football, but I thought I'd tie this in with like what dyslexics could contribute to Italian football, including myself as a dyslexic. So yeah, that's what I wanted to cover yesterday. So my initial plan was to cover what my vision as a dyslexic person, my vision, a dyslexic visionary, as I see myself. I don't have many skills or talents, but I do sort of have a lot of ideas and whatever. But I would love to see if I could be a dyslexic visionary to see what we could do to benefit Italian football. The national team is what I wanted to focus on yesterday, and Serie A, the Italian league, is what I wanted to focus on today, ideally, and then Celtic on Sunday. Nice life story, but yeah, because of my electrical problems, and even now, I think only part of my part of my electricity is working now, but part of it's not. But, so anyway, so these are pointers number 1 to 10 about how, say, for instance, how I, as a dyslexic person, hopefully could benefit Italian football and showing a positive side to dyslexia, and maybe giving dyslexics a purpose, similar with maybe dysgraphics and dyscalculics. Not too sure about dyspraxics, but maybe to a certain extent. And even like people in a wheelchair, I guess, or people who are disabled generally. I often think, I guess when I was younger, with my naivety, I didn't really think they'd be into football, but obviously they might be into there's still people in wheelchairs or people who are blind or whatever who still follow football, either for camaraderie or whatever other purposes. So I guess just because they can't play football, they might have been playing football and then unfortunately met with an accident, so and therefore became disabled. So there's plenty of disabled people, I'm sure, who are into football as well. Anyway, sorry, I'm waffling along, so I'm going to try and get on with this. So these are pointers 1 to 10. And there's a few other things I wanted to say, but I'll probably save them for part 2, 3, and 4. But yeah, hopefully this time I'll keep both my Facebook and YouTube channel and profile respectively for as long as possible. But I mentioned recently that I'd love to have different profiles, and YouTube video sharing platforms, and use as many of them as possible. So that's it lasts for as long as possible. But anyway, here goes. So number one, I love to connect together all different, and maybe this is a dyslexic strength of like interconnected reasoning, but I love to connect together all those involved in Italian football, whether that's the FIGC, the Italian FA, Serie A, the people who run Serie A, and all the clubs in Serie A, or even lower league teams like Serie B, Serie G, or whatnot, and all the way down to grassroots football, and even like parks, schools, teachers, parents, even politicians, councillors, and businesses supporting Italian football, so like supporting its fundraising and things like that. So that's one thing I love to do. One thing I was struggling to do yesterday was come up with ideas to cover for these videos. Point number two, I would love to see what Italian football could learn from like La Liga or Spain generally, like what they've done well with their football. And like France, I often talk about like Italian teams, Italian football and Celtic, like learning from other football teams, club and country teams, and national teams and club teams and whatnot, and also from other sports and from business and life itself generally, the world and life itself generally, and that kind of thing. So I'd love to see what Italian football could learn to improve in January and March, all being well. I want to talk about how I hope Italy can not only qualify for the World Cup finally, but also hopefully turn it around and make a miracle and go on to win it. But yeah, in the future as well, like learning as much as they can and improving and that kind of thing. So I suppose I would say in point number one, like Italians to unite, even with those from the diaspora and all those like Italian football fans sharing ideas and that kind of thing, but seeing what Italian football could learn. Number three, in terms of dyslexics, I'll say I'd love to see how I'm a bit of a kid, I like to drink out of the bottle, but anyway, sorry, I'd love to see what dyslexics could do to benefit Italian football, like whether that's helping it with finances, financing it, investing into it, sponsoring it, donating to Italian football, or sharing our skills and tactics and abilities or whatnot, and helping to show what we could do with our ideas, and like helping to fund soccer pitches or whatever you want to call them, stadiums, academies, and that kind of thing. So helping them on and off the pitch, and even like as I say, donating to Italian football and that kind of thing. Number four, so ideally, like say for instance, dyslexic entrepreneurs, or dyslexics generally, even especially entrepreneurs, those with the funds. I'd love to encourage as many dyslexics as possible. It might be a hard sell, but I'll do my best. Although I'm not much of a salesperson, but to encourage dyslexics around the world, especially in Italy itself, and those of Italian descent, and those who are also Anglo-Indians, or the Eurasians and that sort of thing, and whatnot, to sponsor like places and spaces for playing and practicing football, spaces and places for sponsoring soccer. So like pitches, stadiums, academies, and that kind of thing, as much as possible, and encouraging like footballs in parks and schools, encouraging teachers, parents, businesses, councils, and whatnot to fund Italian football. I suppose I support Italian football, as I often mention, just because I think I look Italian, and also because I support them since I was young. So it's like a teenage dream, so to speak, because ever since I was young, I always wanted to see Italian teams do well. And well, since I was in my teens, about 13 or 14 or whatever. And I remember teams like AC Milan used to be really top of the tree or whatever. Another thing I was going to talk about yesterday was like it was the 4th month anniversary, unfortunately, of us losing our pet chief. Not chief, sorry, I beg your pardon. Panda, I do beg pardon, sorry. I get their names mixed up. It's like people, I am getting old, but bear in mind, but a lot of people mix their children's names up and all that kind of thing. They're the closest things to children to me, so the closest things to children I'll ever have probably. But yeah, unfortunately we lost Panda on the 5th of August, so that was the 5th of December, so it was exactly 4 months. I was even going to try and muster up the confidence to talk about, to sing a song in part 3, point number 21, which I'm still hoping to do, maybe if I have the energy and the confidence in memory, but maybe not. I'll see if I feel confident enough or not. But I don't know if I should tell you what song I was going to sing. But, well, I'll just say it anyway now. But it's Sinead O'Connor, who unfortunately is no longer with us as well. But she sang "Nothing Compares to You." So I was thinking of singing that. And I was also thinking about lots of songs that remind me of about love and loss and that kind of thing. But moving on to 5, I know it's going to be difficult. I'm sure I'd be shocked if it wasn't difficult. I'd be pleasantly surprised if it wasn't too difficult, because I like things nice and easy, but I suppose it would be boring if everything was easy, perhaps. But to encourage dyslexics, I have to mention like a dyslexic person in England or Germany or France or Spain or whatever. Not sure how I would convince them to support Italian football, but I'd love for Italy to host events, to have like their own mini World Cups for dyslexics, for instance, and invite dyslexics to go and play football in Italy. And I'd love to travel, come to think of it. It's part of my bucket list, if you like, and part of my life's mission and purpose to travel together with my fellow dyslexics, amongst others, to go to Italy and share our ideas on football and how dyslexics could benefit Italian football. So, as a project idea, a range of project ideas, I'd love to see what dyslexic people could contribute to Italian football and Celtic, and also to developing nations and that kind of thing. So being part of what I call my 5 causes. But I'd love to know from dyslexics out there how many would be interested in helping me, and also that like charities, NGOs, dyslexic organisations, as well as individuals, basically whoever would want to help me, like whichever individuals and groups, whatever organisations, associations, or whatever would want to help me to travel to Italy and share my ideas for football. I suppose I could have said point number 4, but I think of this thing called 1, 2, or for 1. I call it 1, 2, or for 1, or share for share, or line for line, and like for like, and that kind of thing. So, in other words, those who support me, I would love to return the favour. Like if people wanted me to share Qurans or Bibles or things I have to mention, if they supported things like this, like me travelling to Italy and sharing my ideas, including in top secret blue notebooks, now I mentioned that they're probably not top secret, but I'd love to, as I say, write my ideas in blue notebooks, preferably in blue ink, because Italy plays in blue, and also for different club teams like black and red for Juventus, red for AC Milan, black and white for Juventus, and that kind of thing, black and blue for Inter, and that kind of thing, and also for Italians and so-called dyslexics, or preferably both, like those who are dyslexics in Italy, dyslexic Italians, to draw like football pitches on paper, to draw like tactics. Sorry, I'm going to get words up. To draw tactics and that kind of thing. Number 6, as I say, yesterday I planned to talk about like the national team, and today I wanted to talk more about the Italian League, Serie A. But I thought maybe because of my problems yesterday and the fact that I'm behind schedule, I didn't get around to making those 4-part list videos that I normally like to make yesterday. Maybe I'd combine them into this video, into these videos. So, but yeah, I'd love to bring together the FIGC, the Italian FA, with Serie A, Serie B, Serie G, the lower league teams, even semi-pro teams perhaps, and grassroots teams, and like parks and schools and that kind of thing, to learn from each other and have events where people can learn from each other and that kind of thing. So yeah, to connect those involved in Italian football, and again, to encourage parents, schools, teachers, and the wider society to encourage football participation, to bring Italian football back to the glory days, including like even the Italian government, Italian politicians, councillors, businesses and whatnot, like funding pitches and things like that. I have to say that word quite carefully. Pitches, that is with a P, just in case. Number 7, I love for Italian teams to have a partnership with Celtic. Again, maybe that's my dyslexic interconnected reasoning. I'm not saying only dyslexics think of ideas like that, but I think it's quite a dyslexic trait to connect things together. So I'm a fan of Italian football and Celtic, so I'd love to bring them together and hope they can train together, especially at youth level. Number 8, I hope that Italians can find a way to capitalise on their passion, but there are many dyslexics who are great entrepreneurs and things like that, and who have succeeded in lots of different areas, like people like Richard Branson and people like that, who are very good at marketing and branding and things like that. So maybe they could help Italian football. I remember Richard Branson a while back. Well, I read Richard Branson's biography. I read a few books by Richard Branson, a few of his biographies over time, and I remember one that where he mentioned when he was making this thing, Making Student, which was one of his first businesses, if not his first business or whatever, and he mentioned that he wrote a letter to the headmaster or to the dinner lady or whatever, and saying that something about Italian and Spanish waiters and how they can rely more on local waiters or something like that. So I suppose I thought he could pay back for saying something bad about Italy and Spain by supporting Italian football and Spanish football. But I guess obviously I'm more biased in favour of Italian football, so I'd rather focus on that. But I'm probably clutching at sports. But anyway, on that note, moving on, number 9, I wonder if Italians could make football a priority, prioritise football basically, and that kind of thing. And number 10, I wonder how Italian football can look at developing the youth and giving them opportunities. And again, dyslexics are thinking outside the box. But I'd love for dyslexics in Italy, as a fan of Italian football and someone who wants to show what dyslexic people can do as well at the same time, and want to see Italian football get better and do better in the short and long term, hopefully, and win as many trophies as possible at club and country level. I remember reading something a while back when I was talking to a dyslexic guy from Italy. I tried to re-find it, but I couldn't remember his name or whatever on Facebook. But I can't remember exactly what it was that we were talking about. But I think I was trying to say that, like, this famous dyslexics and that kind of thing. And he said he doesn't want to be seen as stupid. So I think people in Italy see dyslexics as stupid, and hopefully showing what we could contribute to football and giving us a place in football would be of benefit. As I say, I'm combining the two things together. Feeding two birds with one stone or whatever is a saying. In other words, killing two birds with one stone or whatever. So yeah, achieving two things at the same time or whatever. By including dyslexics in football. Hopefully that would mean dyslexics in Italy would be treated better, and be included through football and feel more of a purpose and a sense of belonging or whatever. But also in terms of, which is what I'd love for migrants as well, but also in terms of, I suppose having a purpose, having something to do, showing what they can do in football, both by playing football and sharing their ideas for football. But also I hope that people around the world will see what we can achieve if and when we benefit Italian football. So I'm a bit all over the place today, but I hope that made some kind of sense, and as much sense as possible. And I hope, most importantly, that can benefit Italian football and show what dyslexic people can do at the same time. Again, killing two birds with one stone. I think it's the easiest saying to use because it's a well-known saying. Again, I read recently that it's like the saying is feeding two birds with one scone or something. I think that's more of a vegan or vegetarian friendly version. But anyway, I am out, and peace and love.